So today I usually advertise some tools that I've learned from my elders. A lot of these tools here are passed down generation after generation for hundreds of years, maybe for thousands of years, and we're still learning about it today. And that's part of one of my projects that I'm doing with the kids now, is teaching the kids the knowledge of our elders, of the way they used to do things, hundreds of years ago, and way before houses, way before cars and trucks and skidoos. Our elders had to live off the land and learn to respect the land and the animals and the plants, the water, because we use it, and this is what we learn from our elders and that. So we really try to honor that and respect that in many ways, because it's important for everybody, to have this kind of survival skills that we learn from them. And it's just basically the way our elders survived on the land and what was handed down and what was shown to the next person. So it was very important again for me and my younger generation to learn that. So for what I learned from my elders, throughout my livelihood is about hunting, fishing, trapping, and I do that every year. Now I go out hunting in the fall, and I go out fishing in the summer. In the winter I do my trapping. In the springtime I don't do much. I leave things alone in the spring, because in the spring everything grows in the spring. There's baby animals coming in the spring and that, so we learn to respect that, Our elders say, if you touch that bird egg, that mother bird is going to push that bird egg away. So we learn to respect that from our elders, not to do that. And this is how we learn, we learn from a childhood, until we're age of 25, because that's our learning abilities that we had to learn. The way my elders taught me was when they go out and catch their animals, they always sit me beside them and let me watch for what they're doing and how they did things, and they have a story with that. And so these kind of ways were very important to me to learn. So that's one of the ways that I learned from my elders, and a lot of them are not here today. They left a lot with me, so that I'm sharing now with the kids now. And I've been doing this a little over 25 years now, with other elders, and that taught me how to do this, and I really respect that. And now I learn to honor them in that way, So it's an honor to have all this kind of stuff once in a while for people to see and to hear about the way our elders lived in 1800s, and the 1900s and stuff. There was big changes in that, so we had to learn to face those changes in a good way, and it's tough for a lot of us to find those ways. So this is part of it here, to make it to understand that what our elders leave behind for us, we're picking up now, and we're starting to share that knowledge with the others, and so they could learn about it. So this is what I'm grateful for. Thank you. Most of the items were handed down to me from my parents, from my elders that was here before me, and again they taught me how to make some of it. So that's what I have been doing, making my own tools now. And this is the kind of things our elders leave behind with us, you see, and that's part of that survival skill again that we all have in us, and that we want to teach the next person. So it's again, it's very important for us to respect all this in many ways, So this is just part of the tools that our elders leave behind. Now I'm using it because they taught me how to use it. I'm respecting it, and I'm learning how to use it, and so I could pass it on to the next generation. And this is part of my livelihood now, and I'm honored to do that. Now I'm learning to honor my elders that's not here today. So this is the way it is now for me. these are the bone tools that I have been bringing into the kids and that in schools and that, and to other people and that, and to share these bone tools that our elders use from the animals. You know, when we go out to kill our animals, we always say a prayer to our animals. We always thank the Creator, the Great Spirit, for the animal, that He gives His life up for us, and that He's going to feed us, that He's going to clothe in us, and He's going to give us tools. And that we learn that from our elders, you know, to respect that in many ways. So we continue on doing that. And these are the bone tools that I use from a leg bone, from a caribou, from a moose, from a sheep. And you know, our elders make two tools out of one. You know, that's the way they used to do things, you know. In the middle it would be marrow, and the marrow would be full of vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. And that's what our elders lived off, you know. So we mix that with our dry meat, and we mix it with our dry fish and that. So these kind of ways that we had to go to our next camp, you see. Because we had many camps. We had fish camps, we had beaver camps, we had muskrat camps, we had hunting camps for big game. So these things we had to learn to follow those 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. And again, we use that very much for our tools, for our clothing, for the food that we eat. Here's another bone that we use. Again, it's a leg bone that we use. Again, we make two tool out of one. Again, we got the marrow in there. We mix that with our dry meat. And all this is a scraping tool, and there's a straight edge here, there's a sharp edge here. And what we would do is put our hide over a big log, and then we would scrape our own hide with that, see? And that's one of the ways that we did things a long time ago, because we used the bone tool out of the moose, caribou, and sheep. This is part of the traps that our elders made. This trap here is made out of an eagle feather, and it's made out of a piece of wood, piece of moose hide, and a piece of sinew. And this is for rabbits, see, and then you could break it down to a smaller hole, and you can make squirrels, gophers, and maybe gremlins. This is one of the things our elders look forward to, is spruce pitch that we use off the trees. We use the pitch off of it for medicine, and this is good for cuts. It's good for rash. It's good for sores and all that. So it was very important that our elders learned how to make their own medicine a long time ago, because of those injuries that they used to get. And they had medicine to make it, to fix it for them. So, gunałchŷsh, Mr. Cho.